Yeah, it's that side they ain't ready for. We build dogs, not fairy tales. Shogun standing tall, boy, you build brittle. We build different. We run dogs, we don't run mouth, boy, we build different. You bark loud, but your yard look missing. Cloud chase broke, we build different. Built different. Our fam name ring while yours just whispering. Work show loud, y'all just post fiction. This for the real ones, we built different. Talk big online, but your collar still loose. No scars on your boots, boy, who you fooling? Papers look funny, dog acting moody. We raise real hounds, y'all posting for the movies. Big hill grind, elevated song rockin'. PBK hustle non-stop, bulldogging. Catch guard on deck, big dogs, no jogging. Schoolboy teaching while y'all just blogging. We build different. We run dogs, we don't run mouth, boy, we build different. You bark loud, but your yard look missing. Cloud chase broke, we build different. Build different. Our fam name ring while yours just whispering. Work show loud, y'all just post fiction. This for the real ones, we built different. Dickie Foster in the trenches, never late. Never. Pyrex got that flame, pure weight. Straight cook. MKM bottom solid steel, no flake. Quick C, no gimmicks, real plates. Mike Dan stay pushing that game. When Moon hit the yard, it's no lane. Indoors stay hunting real frame. Show enough certified, no shame. Verna Star light it up, pure flame. Hemi James torque heavy in the lane. Fake ones stay out the frame. Stay out the frame. Fake ones stay out the frame. Stay out. Workman speaking, name been breathing. Fake love leave quick, real ones keep building. Morning talk running laps while you sleeping. Loyalty crown, Shogun still leading. We build different. We run dogs, we don't run mouth, boy, we build different. You bark loud, but your yard look missing. Cloud chase broke, we built different. Built different. Our fam name ring while yours just whispering. Loud, y'all just post fiction. This for the real ones, we built different. Real certified. Only the real gon' recognize the real. Only the workers gon' respect the work. Shogun, I am in it. No frauds, no flakes.
We back in here, man. What's happening? Elevated, solo. You know what I'm saying? What's going down? Solo, what was you talking about, man? You were saying something about what you had going on, man.
Oh, I was saying that it ain't too much of it left, man. And the bitch I got, she'll be 6 years old this year, man. I've been having her since she was a pup, so I ain't bred her yet. But I'm about to breed her, man. It got to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's some of that good shit, man. That's some of that BSBK shit. You know what I'm saying? For those that got Shogun, the Samurai Kennels membership and was able to listen to that interview. You know what I'm saying? I got some of that shit, man. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is something else, man. You know what I'm saying? So I want that to live on, man, in my stuff, you know. But I won't depending on how many she have, bro. I'd rather give it to Elevated or Big 8 or somebody in our circle than sell it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure. No, I'm down to raise one for you. I don't care.
Yeah.
I definitely send you one, Elevated, because I know that dog gonna get a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get a fair chance. It's gonna be raised right. You know what I'm saying? If you do take it to the hog hunting, it's gonna be the proper time and the proper, you know. So,
all that's important. I ain't gonna rush somebody else's dogs or do somebody else's dogs the way I wouldn't do mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's for sure. If they're in my yard, they're treated the same. I treat all the dogs the same as I treat Mason, and he made half of them.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Like, there ain't no special treatment for him.
Yeah. What else would it do, man? You know what I'm saying? Skip, what's happening?
Dickie Foster.
Hey, yeah, just a dog, man. Hey, what's happening, bro? What's going down? Yeah.
That's his handle name, just a dog man?
Huh?
That's his handle name, like on YouTube. I like that. Just a dog man. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, so you was explaining to me, because this is going to be, we were talking about how you have a reoccurring, how can I say it? You consistently having to explain your program to the public, you know, and it all breaks down, you know, basically to the color base, and that's why I know you so into the colors, man. Can you break down your entire line for us, you know, and dive into that, and give us some details on that.
So I made a post posted Mason and Carson, and said that they threw a black dog. And everybody acts like that's impossible and ignores their genetics and all this. You know what I mean? Even though Mason has a black brother and Carson has black siblings and Seal siblings. So, like, that makes no sense. Like, they just happened to be the two red noses I bred. That's where I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to go too much into it because I'm sick of explaining people these. To be honest, I'm gonna make a video that way I can really put all the stuff up. You know what I mean? Genetics, how it works, what you'll get, all that stuff. I'm gonna make one for our breed, and have a couple people come in on it. That way, like, it's not just my opinion, about this. I'll have other people speaking about what they've seen, as far as like breedings and what they've seen it throw. So I'm gonna do a really in-depth video about it. Like, I really will. It'll be showing, like, even the topic that'll go into the topic, like, of this morning, like the yard you build versus the yard you show. Like, it'll even go into that. You know what I mean? You're showing what you're building right there in front of everything in a clear, like, easily understandable video. You know what I mean? Because I really don't think people understand how these genetics and these alleles and these loci line up. Like, I think they only think they have like one, you know what I'm saying? And that's really not the case. Like, there's multiple loci that can be affected by smaller alleles.
Do you think it's because people like to stick to particular lines that are known for particular colors? So when somebody goes through the breeding process or whatever, they'll typically run across 3 colors, so to speak. So you think that's why when they see your situation or your program, it's mind blowing?
Yeah, because they're closed-minded. They see families of dogs that have been red for the last 40 years, whereas, like, Mason's blood on the bottom half they were buckskin black nose dogs. They didn't even start out as red. You know what I mean? Like, technically, like, they weren't red nosed dogs. So, like, only a couple generations out of Mason come out red nosed, and even then we still had brindle and black pups. You know what I mean? Throughout the generations. My mom and stepdad, I guess, liked red-nosed dogs, so they bred a couple of them together for a little bit. Like, it ain't necessarily just what we got. Now Ace, the daddy to Mason, he is red-nosed and come off a long line of pretty red-nosed dogs. But there's a dog in the top of his pedigree that's seal colored. And, like, as far as genetics goes, seal is not completely understood like loci, you know what I mean? Like, where it comes from, why, what causes it necessarily. Like, it's not completely understood. And it's not completely understood how when you breed those with certain things that makes, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I should have put 2 red dogs through a seal dog because Kaiser's not black. He's seal. So maybe I should have put that on the Facebook post. That's where maybe some of the hate's coming from. And like the long line of Medusa dogs were seal. They weren't just black. And seal is a myth. Seal is a not understood area of the gene. You know what I mean? And another thing is like when they're doing research and all this stuff you read about colors of dogs, it's not about the American Pit Bull Terrier by itself. You know what I mean? There's nowhere studying the game bred American Pit Bull Terrier like that. Like there's not their color genetics. Nobody's doing it. No, but there's colleges that are studying the Australian Shepherd, the Blue Heeler, the Walker. You know what I mean? Plots, like they're all getting studied. Golden Retrievers is a really common one for colors to be studied through. And I was watching videos about that earlier. So like our breed is a little different than every other dog. You can't trump everything up to. And then another thing, I learned that 25 years ago. Same thing I told a dude. A dire wolf was born a month ago that had been extinct for 10,000 years, and you expect 25-year-old science to stand true today? I mean, come on now. Like, and ever since science changes, bro. Like they used to tell people never lay a baby on its belly, right? That's bad. It could smother to death. Now they tell you lay it on its belly.
Yep. So
that's just changed since I was a kid.
So would
There's
you
25 years.
Would you consider yourself doing something going against not going against the grain and doing something different? Would you consider yourself innovative?
When I bred them two red-nosed dogs, I even in my own head thought I was going to get a bunch of red-nosed dogs. That was not the case. I got mostly seal and a black, like a real dark seal, and then a red, like just like Carson. So like I was even a little bit like, okay, that's wild. But Mason has a black brother and Carson has seal and black siblings. So like when I seen it, it didn't blow my mind that it was in there. I've seen their fucking ancestors, so they were the same colors. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay.
That dog that's in my profile was seal. It was like black with like a reddish tinge, especially like the sunlight hit him in a certain way. But I knew a brother that had a blue. It was the sire and the dame. One of them was a red nose and one of them was a blue, and they was registered dogs. But his dog was black.
Well, blue is a mutation of the black gene. So the only reason blue pops out is because of a mutation of the black gene. That's all it is. It's a dilution. It has a capital D up there, and it produces that diluted trait. Like these locusts run together. So like say A and K work together. You know what I mean? It's like that. And then they have in their branches they have small little loci too above it. So they could be capital or lowercase. Like they carry multiple loci and alleles, and you know what I mean? It's not just, oh, that dog's red, that's what it is. I mean, that simple-minded closeness don't make sense to me. Oh, it's impossible. Like, yeah, right. She was under security camera right next to my house in a high kennel that I built. It cost me $1,500 to build it. Like she was in there before she was in heat. I tried to breed her her heat, and she didn't take. And I just left her in there and bred her again, and she took the second time. So like she was in the high kennel the entire time. I know for a fact Mason is the only male to get to her. So like when people hit me up, oh, you should DNA test them, man, of course I'm gonna get a little angry. You're calling me a liar straight to my face, bro. Yeah, right, if I'm a liar. That right there makes me mad. So like I know for a fact who his daddy is. Like it ain't like it may be a mystery to y'all, but it ain't a mystery to me because I got it as freaking dick. I had to breed Mason to her. You couldn't let them two dogs naturally breed.
Right.
Like I had a yard accident the time before that and he got a hold of her. Like, I mean, it's not like I can just put him in a kennel. I've never been able to put Mason in a kennel and just let him breed with a female. Medusa is the only one he bred with her like that, but he was around her from when she was little. So he already kind of had he had done held her down to humped her for the last 6 months. So I mean, he like I don't to say, oh well, you need DNA test them, man. That's a or telling me, oh, that's what the ADBA would say. I don't care about the ADBA. I'll flat out say it to everybody. The ADBA ain't nothing to me as far as telling me what a bulldog is. I don't need to ask a registry if I got a bulldog. So
Yeah, the ADBA ain't the end all be all.
no, everybody acts like it is, but it's just not. And I mean, I'm not trying to call nobody out. The guy I was talking to, we ended on a great, you know what I mean. I told him I pray for his family. Like he's a respectful. I'll shake his hand if I see him. But like, there's people that I won't. You know what I mean. It depends on how you come about me. Like, I'm not gonna deal with some. You know how much time, effort, hard work, money, like sacrifices I've missed out on stuff to make these dogs, and then you want to call me a liar? No, no. All because it's something that people ain't used to. That ain't That ain't gonna work for me. See what the chat's saying.
Yeah.
Mr. J Hat. But as far as the yard we'll switch it up because I'm gonna go into a detailed video. I'll make you one that, like you said, that way it's clear, precise, directive. You know what I mean? That way, I mean, like you'll be able to show it to your 5-year-old and they'll be able to understand how that dog come out black when I get done with this video. Like, but so as far as the yard you build versus the yard you show, like there is a lot of stuff that like it is boring, but at the same time, there's other people that'll watch it and like take notes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like good brothers like Blingsby Kennels, man. He shows off some of that stuff. Like he'll show off certain things. Like Thompson, he'll talk about the bad that he's dealt with. Like I've talked about it, dealing with the parvo and closed pyometria. There's a lot of stuff that is talked about, but then there's a lot of stuff that ain't. And like unless it's relevant to you at the time, you almost miss it, and then later it'll become relevant, and you'll be like, well, damn, Big A said that like already. I just missed it. You know what I mean? It didn't even register in my brain.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff happen like that, especially with me, man. Because I hear somebody say something, man. I won't process it till later. Sometimes, man.
Yep.
I'll process it. Tony M said, good Frenchie breeders might know zero about a treadmill, but can give you lessons on genetics and colors.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's who I think. They all the exotic breeders, man. Them the ones, man. Them the ones.
Because I mean, if their dogs can't work and do stuff, what they got to offer is the curve appeal, how they look.
Well, that's what they do. The exotic breeders be breeding for color. They don't care about performance. They don't care about what's up.
I get my ears done by a lady, a vet that breeds Frenchies, right? And and exotics. Like she breeds Frenchies, exotics, English bulldogs, little short hairless cats, all kinds of stuff. But like they're little bullies, they're exotics. Like you can hold a rope up to your shoulder and they can jump up and grab it and hang there. Like they're pretty even though they're like super exaggerated, they still have the athletic ability. These dogs. I've seen others that are like, don't make them walk across the room because they'll die. But these dogs, they live outside. A lot of stuff. I mean, I don't want to own one, but I can admire them. You know what I mean? I can stand there and be like, that's a cool dog to watch it move around and shit.
Well, man, I was gonna get my male ears cropped.
Yeah.
Man, every place I was calling, it was like 1,500, 2,000 for an ear crop. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Because back in the day, it was like 150, 200.
Yep.
My
dad got his done
I said,
by...
you know what? He just going to keep them ears, man, straight up.
My dad always got his done by a Cherokee man named Enlow over there in Cherokee. It was $100.
You got some people that just do it like, back alley type. But man, if I get my dog ears cropped, bro, it got to be done by a vet. It got to be stitched up. It got to be done right. Otherwise, I'd rather
I've seen some phenomenal back alley type ear crops.
Me too. Me too.
It all just depends on the person doing it. Like if you're going to take, I'll say this, if you're going to take, so it's not, it's not illegal to cut your own pup's ears, right? So like you can say I have this litter right here. I can somehow get the medicine, like apply for like somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and through being a registered kennel, and
Yeah.
I can crop my own pup's ears, but I can't
Yeah.
do it and charge you for me to do it. So like they're like a lot of these old guys and stuff, they did just cut their own dog's ears back in the day.
Yeah.
Some of them just
Yeah.
cut
And
it with the scissors.
yep, when
You
they're
know, no
so
Scissors.
I've
stitching,
seen
nothing.
them.
I ain't gonna. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I need stitching. I need it like how
Hot
that dog is
knife,
on the screen.
scissors.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
it all. I want the whole. You did. You know,
Yep.
or my dog is
Yeah.
gonna keep them ears.
Well, and like a lot of the
Yeah.
time when they cut them with scissors and or like that's I mean that so even the backwoods jobs I've seen had the clamp and they cut them with razors, sewed them up like it was like you went to a vet. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I've paid for expensive ear croppings and got better ones from her.
Yeah.
No joke. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
if she educated and experienced, and she
Yep.
got all the materials and the tools. Then like, she probably got dogs around that right there on the yard that you can see that she's done. I
Yep.
probably would have went for it.
Well, and like
But I ain't just gonna let
I
nobody
do get
just
all
do
my
nothing like
pups'
that.
ears cropped, but I don't get other people's dogs' ears cropped for them. I'll put that out there to anybody. Don't even hit me up on Facebook asking if I can get your dog's ears cut. I can't. I don't want to deal with that. I've a friend of mine's done that a little bit, and like it brought a lot of problems. I'm not even interested. You know what I mean? No amount of money worth dealing with that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just do my litters, and if you get a dog from me, all of them come cropped. Like
Mm.
you don't get to choose. They're cropped. It's just part of it. And they're cropped at 6 weeks old. So like by the time they're 8 weeks old, they don't even know. They're healed up.
Yeah.
Completely healed or playing around. Like I've had them cropped and then on the way home, them be in the back kennel like trying to get into it and stuff, even though they just had their ears cut and were gave propofol. Well, the sister drug the propofol.
Yeah. Salute. Going hard, man.
Yes, sir.
He say we used to crop our Doberman ears.
Yep.
Facts.
I bet he's good at it too.
Yeah, man.
I bet he's
You
good
know,
at it. I salute them
yeah.
brothers. I listen to
That's
a lot of their stuff when I get free time, when I'm mowing, when I'm doing all this stuff. So, man, I just like to hear. I if I listen to that information over and over and over and over, I retain stuff that I didn't have to learn firsthand,
yeah. That's
unconsciously. Like I'll retain it.
that's the point.
Yeah, I
Yep.
can't stop listening to the twins, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I
Yeah.
still pop in and check them out, man. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But like, see, so like ear cropping stuff like that. Like I'll show them after they're done, but like through the process, I might show a little bit of the process on this one. Like keep
Mhm.
a pup out, just show the process of them healing and stuff like that. How you keep them, how you get them to heal good. You know, like how a lot of people post them with bulldogs, like they'll tape them up where they stand. Like
Yeah.
Dobermans, you have to do that, but pit bull terriers, you don't. Even if their ear's crooked, if you leave it, it will stand up. I've never seen one that didn't. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Haywood had his ear completely cocked sideways when he first had it done. It's just because they're sore. They hold them
Yeah.
funny. Like you
Yeah.
don't really.
I
I mean, they're so little. You don't really give them pain medicine or nothing for that. They're so little. They don't even acknowledge it.
yeah, man, and these dogs do have a different
Yep.
kind of pain tolerance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, well, like, but now that I'm moved, you know what I mean? Like, this whole last year, I'd been remodeling. I had
Hmm.
been doing all this stuff. We had the flood, so like now I'm gonna be able to get into like how to, all the stuff you were talking about, like the stuff people usually don't show, because
Yeah.
I mean, that's
You
what I
going
want people to see. I want you to see the hard stuff, how hard people work to make these dogs what they are.
are you gonna
Yeah.
show Bulldog on cut?
What's that?
I was saying you gonna show the Bulldog on cut version, not the
Oh yeah,
twin
yeah,
version.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to ask you a question about that aircraft job because I had one done when I was like 13, paid to do it and everything. I wasn't even at home. I was at home, but my mama wasn't at home. But she had already told him to come through anyway. Uh, and the guy he had a Kobe dog. It was phenomenal. Kobe dog ain't have a lick of fat on him. Just beautiful and intelligent. But anyway, so I had a Kobe dog too. So he told me he came through with the marker. He did it on one ear, and then he told me to hold him down. And then he put out them scissors, and little Chico got the hollering. And
Mm.
he took the other end, placed it on the other side, and did it the same way. And little Chico got the hollering again, and then he put whatever he put on it, and then he told me to go get a sock. And slide that sock over his head. I looked over little Chico licking his blood off the ground.
Where it holds his ears back.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
that changed that dog at that moment when he got them ears cropped. I promise you, that little puppy.
So he wasn't sedated with anesthesia.
Nah,
Yeah. So all mine are sedated. Everyone I've ever had done was sedated. That's one thing. Like that's why I say it don't really affect them. They're asleep. They don't know. They don't feel it, and then they're a little bit doped up after. So the next day, they'll be a little sore the next 2-3 days, and then they're fine.
right.
Like after that, they're just like they ever was.
So we put that puppy through. We put that puppy through. Goddamn it.
Yeah.
Through his.
LKM, LKM bottom say we are no longer cropping our stock. To me, it was done to signify the times, not to be flashy, but to pinpoint a special specimen containing superpower sperm like Jordans do make you jump higher. Facts. Hey, for
Good
Yeah, I
one.
everybody
wanted
who
it just
don't,
for the look. I just like the
yeah,
look. I don't like the high
yeah.
crop on American Pit Bull Terrier or the battle crop where they just cut them all off. I like it like little horns almost.
I like
Yeah,
I like any cut ear over a not cut ear. You can cut them shitty. You can cut them nice. I like cut ears. I've always
I,
seen it. My dad did it.
mhm, yeah, man. Uh, yeah, nah. I like them natural. I like them natural, man.
When I was like 8,
Hmm.
uh, I was a little older, and I know I paid attention more. We had a litter, and I remember us taking them to get their ears cut, and I remember thinking like before that, like that's just how our dog's ears were. You know what I mean? So like when we
Yeah,
took them to get them cut, I was like, oh, like we cut their ears to make them look like that. And like my daughter has noticed it too. Like she asked, like, look at some of their ears are pointing, and some of their like a couple are regular. I'm like, yeah, like we cut those.
yeah. I'm
That's the same
surprised
thing
you.
with the Rottweilers with the tails.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm surprised
And
you.
growing up, I
You
thought
have.
they was already like that.
Yeah, yeah. Me too.
They don't look right
Um.
with the tails to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I
When
don't
I
like
see a
them with the
Doberman
tails.
or a
I don't like them
Rottweiler,
with
it's
the
like
tails.
the tail's supposed to be gone, man. Straight up. Now with a
Boxer,
pit, it's like it's up to you. But with a pit, yeah, boxer, any of those, to me, if I had a Doberman, I want the ears and the tail crop. If
health
that bad a
reasons is a
Rottweiler, I
lot.
want the tail gone.
I mean, there's health reasons they cut some of these dogs' tails and stuff. Just like ears, like I probably deal with less ear infections than anybody. I'll say that, and most of my dogs are cropped. Like that's one
Yeah.
side effect of it. I don't never have dogs with bothered ears hardly.
Mhm.
Like I maybe wash their ears out. Like I wash them out, but like I don't with a wash
How
for
come?
like an ear infection once a year.
How come you? How with the dogs that you have, and
Hmm.
you going through the process of getting your ears cropped, having a lady come crop the ears. How come you don't do it yourself?
So we'll just put it out here for legal. I'm not licensed to do it, but
Mhm.
so here we go. So uh I have a vision problem. So like
Okay, I
when I
got you.
do it,
I
I'm
got you.
gonna I'm gonna get to sew the ear up. See, this is how I want to do it. I want to sew the ear up first and know that
Hmm.
I can do that really good. Because
Hmm.
the cutting, you put the clamp on there where it's at, and say, and it's gone. Like the first
And
time my buddy seen it, he was like, whoa! Like he said, I didn't expect it to be that fast. I was like, yeah, hell
it's
yeah. So
quick. It's
she'll
it's
swipe it
quick.
off of there.
It's
So
quick.
so that part, like I'm not too stressed about. It's more the sewing it up correctly. You know what I mean?
Why
'Cause-
why don't you when she come to crop your pup's ears this time, man? I'll be seeing if she she would give you the game and let you get hands on a little bit, man.
So I was supposed to do Levi's, but I hurt my
Yeah,
hand. So
yeah,
I'm probably gonna do the black pup I get. Like I'll probably do my
okay,
own
yeah,
with the help of a vet, but you know what I mean?
yeah. That's another skill, man. To
Yep.
add to the,
Oh
you
man, I
know,
would love to be able to do my own ears and not have to take them nowhere or nothing. Like that would be awesome. Like,
yeah,
and like I said, it's not illegal. The
yeah,
the legality is getting the medicine, and like that you
yeah.
can do. There's a legal way you can get it. I'm pretty sure. And if there's not, then I won't do it. But
Right.
I'm pretty positive through being a licensed veterinarian, you can apply to have certain medicines. Like, and they
Yeah.
have it on
Yeah,
record
yeah,
that
you
you have
can.
it.
You can.
I
Quick,
thought so.
quick, quick,
Yeah, that's the
quick FC
qualification.
seven.
That's the qualification of being a vet, a licensed vet.
Yeah. Quick FC7 say why do you crop the ears elevated?
So it's just a passed down tradition, and like I said, I deal with less ear infections. You know what I mean? I
Wait,
just like the
so
way it looks.
both your parents crop
No, my dad, my
okay.
dad, my mom,
Yeah.
she didn't, but like my dad, he was into that. So like, you
Okay.
know, it stood out to me as a kid versus not doing it. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
always something I've liked. Like Thor had his ears cut. He was the dog that was in my life for the longest, so it just impacted me. You know, like I love the way they look. They bark, they put them back, like they look good.
Yeah.
And Jarvis's, so I had Levi's. His were battle cut. They're short. They almost had like maybe a quarter inch of ear that stood up, and I wanted them to have a little point, so I like that. And then
Mhm.
Jarvis's, his are tall. His are probably like an inch and a half, and like his look good. His is
Yeah.
one of the best ear crop I've ever seen in person. Just to be honest with you,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Big C salute.
Salute.
I'm telling you, that's a good brother right there, man. It was an honor to be able to shake his hand and talk to him.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And that's what I mean with a lot of these people that has beef. Like if you meet me and shake my hand, I bet your beef don't live on. I bet it's
Right.
done with. And if it does live on, you're just a hater.
Well,
I'll just say that because I can get along with most anybody.
yeah. I think most of your beef come from your program and how people look at it.
Yep.
But
They don't understand it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But how I look at it is like this, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like I don't have to agree with anything anybody got going on their yard, man. It is what it is. I ain't gotta necessarily talk bad or do. I just focus on mine.
Yep.
And my is my yard clean? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to sweep the rug in front of my house first? So
Yep.
I just we seeing things through elevated eyes, man, and I think that's the main issue, man, because that's where you always had your confrontations at.
Well, like everybody that says it's not possible, right? I got a little red bitch off of this litter out here. What's gonna happen when I take her back to one of these related to Mason that's a red nose and I get a black again?
Right?
Hell, here's two in a row I did. What you mean? You know,
Yeah,
like I mean,
You
I
know,
but
will. You can bet that she will be bred to one of my best red nosed dogs. You can bet it, and we'll see what
mhm,
we get.
and show the breeding. Show
Yep.
it.
yeah.
Show it. So
Well,
take a
Yeah.
picture of it. Show it.
I mean, well, I
yeah.
post videos of me breeding them and everything. I have videos of every breeding I've ever done. So,
Yeah,
like, for
but
people to call me a liar, nah, I
it's
got video
just
proof.
That's one
it's
of the things
just
I like
your
about break bread kennels, man. Whenever he
what?
do a breed, he's showing you the breed. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You're gonna
Yeah,
see the stud and the female stuck together.
Well,
He gonna
and
show you the
his
whole
bitches
process.
live in high kennels, right?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I got
so
two high
everybody's
kennels.
acting like these dogs are like some old floozy that's gonna go. Oh, well, she slept with Mason, and she went out and got with the
hmm
neighborhood dog. She got out of her high kennel, opened that double latch kennel and went out and bred to
hmm
the neighborhood dog because she's a hoe bag. No,
hmm
no, that ain't how that works. Like you can't argue with security cameras and camera footage. Like
hmm
I mean, one thing is absolutely submissible
It's
in court is security
it's
camera footage.
yeah, but it's just that your program and the things that you've done over the generations is kind of unorthodox. So as far as
So see, I'm
uh
glad you said that. Okay.
right,
So is the reason I get some of that hate for that because I bred Mason to a staff? Is that a little bit of that animosity coming
Yeah,
through on that
elevated,
way?
man. Just
So
elevated. People are gonna look at your dog pedigrees, and in some people's mind, oh, this some trash. You know, they don't know nothing
yeah,
about the dog. They never seen the dog. Then when they hear you mixing in staffs and stuff, some people ain't gonna like it. But
yep.
some people ain't gonna like everything. I don't care what
yeah,
you got. Some people don't like the bloodline. Some people don't like you. Some people
Yep.
might listen to me right now, don't know nothing about me, and just don't like my voice. Just don't like me. You know,
Yep.
so
right,
they're gonna hate anything that's coming from me. So basically, fuck them, man. You know,
Yep.
you ain't got to get none of my stock if you don't like it. You know, and
Yep.
yeah,
if Elevated come to an ADBA show, bust his head then. If you
Yeah.
so adamant that his shit ain't nothing, well let's see if you can beat him in that ADBA confirmation show. You know,
yeah.
Yep. Hey, they will always beat me in the ADBA, man. After that last one I went to, I probably won't go to another one.
Why?
I ain't
Why?
gonna
Hey,
lie.
elevated. We just talking about that shit.
I support the APDR, bro. I'll scream it loud from the
Uh,
or
rooftops.
anything. I
That
was just saying that as an example,
yep,
but weight pulling, you know what I'm
yep.
saying? Anything, APDR show, double ADR,
Shoot.
whatever. He bust his
We
head
about to
in.
have some competitions, and if
It,
you want to be able to have bragging rights, you'll have bragging rights when you
Bust
walk
his
home
head
with a
on the
fat
digital
pocket of
dog show.
money. Ain't that right, Will?
yeah, it's a new show coming up. We try and get it together, man, because all that other shit is too much favoritism going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We it's gonna be all physical competition, so can't no judge tell you who the winner is. The dog got to tell you
Mm-hmm.
who the winner is.
That's the best thing about weight pulling, wall climbing. It removes the bias.
Yep.
You know, because if
And
I'm Gary Hammonds, I'm not saying Gary Hammonds particular, I'm just using him as an example.
yeah,
And I'm judging a confirmation show and I know this person got some of my blood, I'm more likely to pick their dog, even though their dog may not be the best
yeah,
in that ring. And I'm not saying that Mr. Hammonds does that. I'm just saying that that type shit does happen, not necessarily from him.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
It does.
yeah. See, okay, so one thing I noticed at the shows, like whenever the judges is going around, they'll be shouting out, "Oh, like I'll know how this dog is bred, right?" And say
yeah,
Randall Abernathy will be standing there judging. I'm using him as an example, right? Well,
mm,
that this dog is 25 times removed from Chinaman, right? But then he'll say
yeah,
it's Chinaman dog, because it's Randall Abernathy standing there, and that gets it. They think that gets them a little bit of like further with Randall. You know what I mean? Like that man right there is a judge, bro. He don't care about that. He's judging what that has been one of the best judges I've ever showed under in my whole time of going to shows. And I've showed under many men. So like Randall Abernathy, he ain't being no bias. I didn't feel no bias whatsoever. And I don't know if one person can say they did it that pig picking, I would be mind blown because I didn't see that. That's one thing with these shows. They ain't gonna be nobody judging it that has a hand in with who is competing. That nope. If we know you do, I don't even know. I mean, nope.
Some
The
people got
judges are
integrity.
gonna be so prestigious that they ain't worried about just because your dog's bred that way. They're looking for good dogs.
Some people got integrity. You know, if
Yep.
I was a
Yeah.
show judge, I don't give a damn if it was right off of my stock. You know, if
Yeah.
this dog is better, that's when I'm gonna choose. But everybody don't have that integrity like that. You know,
Yep. And I can
yeah,
I can say so for Randall Abernathy and Vinny Romeo, dude. I competed against Chinaman dogs 2 years in a row, and both men give it to me. So I felt complete like them judges are completely unbiased. And like I said, both men said, "Oh, this is a Caesar dog. This is a chemo Frisco dog." You know what I mean? Like they tried their best, but that didn't work. Them men have integrity.
yeah, man.
There's
That's
a lot of
that's
men
that's
out
what's
here with
lost in the
integrity.
bulldog community. Integrity. That's one thing that the bulldog community losing.
Well, so what happens when you call a man with integrity a liar? I'll ask you that. What happens there?
they're gonna
What
get
does a
angry.
man?
Get
They're
ready
gonna get angry, and
for
rightfully so.
Hell
It's
yeah.
gonna lead to a conflict.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna lead to
anytime,
a round of
anytime anybody
fisticuffs.
calls me a liar and I get angry, I can't blame. Don't blame me.
He
Sorry,
said, "Don't blame."
don't blame me. You should know who you're. You should know who you're calling a liar before you say it, bro.
I done
But
seen
you gotta
motherfuckers
remember,
like, nigga, we can
elevated.
get in the
You gotta
box.
remember, a lot of people do it for clout. A lot of people just want attention. Elevated. You gotta remember that.
Cloud is a
Hey,
A lot of
disease.
people.
yeah, I heard,
Cloud
I
is
done
a
heard,
disease, bro.
I heard a
I
guy say we can get in the box. You know what I'm saying? We can get in the box too.
that shit, bro. That should end a lot of talking, but there's
But
been a
but but
lot of.
Supreme, it will end a lot of talking. Just like I got wind of a certain situation that somebody said my name is spreading lies again, just because
Mhm.
But they were supposed to show up at the pig picking, but they were scared to come out the house. But they want to come on YouTube and talk shit. But you ain't show up to the pig picking though. You ain't show up to the other event either to see me face to face. But you want to come on YouTube and talk shit like we're in elementary school or something.
When
Damn.
when in
That
person, y'all would shake hands. Y'all wouldn't. They wouldn't be none of that. All acting tough.
No, he wouldn't say a damn thing in person. That's why, because he don't want to come
Nobody would.
outside. He gonna come on YouTube though and talk shit. We
Yeah.
grown men out here.
Hey, yo, I gotta get back to work, man. I
Okay.
appreciate it. I enjoyed
I've
it.
been
Yes,
on.
sir.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
check it out on the replay.
So I
All
gotta
Appreciate
get
you
right,
me.
for
y'all.
I'm
coming
finna
through, bro.
go get my hair
All
cut, y'all. I slide.
right.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yes, sir.
That's like I was at Tom's on the yard tour, right? And there was a bunch of people like listening, like paying attention, to what he had to say. And he don't have to give a yard tour. He was offering it out of the kindness of, come through and I'll talk to you about dogs, pretty much. He had the
Mhm.
he had the raw example right there in front of him, to show. Well, these guys over here were just running their mouths, blah blah blah. You couldn't even hardly hear Tom because they were talking. And he stopped and he said, "Hey, are y'all done? Like y'all done?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, are you gonna listen to the rest of the tour?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, if not, there's the gate. Like you're free to go. You don't have to be in here during this tour." Like, and I mean, like sometimes, I mean, I respect that, man. After I seen that, I was like, "Wow, okay." So like, he don't really care. He'll tell you, you're free to go. Like if you're not interested in listening, especially
Yeah.
firsthand. Like this ain't no YouTube video. If you want to talk to your buddy while the YouTube video's playing, that's fine. But when you're standing there in person, men with
Mhm.
integrity, they have a set standard for what other men should live by.
Right.
That's a men at work talk right there, ain't it?
Uh, Man. Yes, sir. It sure is. That's coming up next.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
But, I mean, like it's a lot more simple than people want to act like. Like they want to act like everybody's a liar. Not everybody. Like there's good men out there, man. Come on.
Well,
Not
I just look at it like, okay, I can look at certain things from certain people's eyes. I don't, I take what I can use and discard the rest. I
yeah,
don't be, I don't get caught up in all that, man, because I got real life situations,
yeah.
in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of stuff I don't get. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, whatever. I can like what you got going on or dislike what you got going on. That don't mean that I got to you know d- focus my attention on that if I got my own thing going on. A lot of people be surprised at what they can do if they focus. You know what I'm saying on what they got going on, whatever it is, man.
Yeah.
But that's just Big A speaking, man. It ain't no shots, no slight to nobody. It just is what it is,
Well, I mean, and like you watching everything that everybody says and then taking what you feel valuable out of it, you know what that
man.
shows me? That shows me
What's up?
intelligence. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you're trying to learn. It don't matter who the messenger is. Like
yeah,
you ain't shooting no messengers. You're just out here taking a message and doing with what you need to.
yeah, yeah.
That's the same thing.
But one thing that you gotta have, man, is and I'm, we all do, but really, especially with your program and what you got going on, man, you really gotta have thick skin.
Yeah.
And you know, because it's gonna be a reoccurring thing, man. But um, whatever you know what you want to do, what the vision you got in mind, and ain't no everybody, nobody's gonna see your vision but you. So just follow through, and that's what I said about like the more you talk, the more I learn about why you doing things the way that you doing, and I can salute that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it take a lot to do something when everybody else, you know, either talking down or disagreeing. Not even necessarily talking down, just disagreeing or whatever. But you gotta have a passion for that because I think if you wasn't on social media, you wasn't here talking, you still be doing the thing that you was doing right now. So
Yep.
you know,
I
yeah,
mean, before this year, I wasn't really on YouTube too much. I got on with Dre and stuff, talking and showing some of the stuff off,
yeah,
kind of getting my feet wet with this. But I mean,
yeah,
I've been on Facebook the whole time, but
hmm
it's not for other people to see the shit. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It's so I can go back and look and like.
yeah,
I'll sit there and I'll talk about something and then with my daughter, like she's 6 years old, but she can have intelligent conversations, right? So like
hmm
I'll be sitting there talking to her about stuff and I'll show her pictures off of my Facebook. Like they're right there.
yeah,
And I mean she can read, like she can read as good as we can, you know what I mean? Just about. So
yeah,
so like I can show her the post even where I wrote and everything and she'll like you can tell like she thinks about it like a little deeper. I'm like that's really the main reason. I ain't gotta impress nobody. I have
yeah,
one person to impress, right? And that's that
yeah,
little girl. If
right,
other than that, dude, I don't give a shit. Flat out. That little girl right there is all that matters to me. Like, and it's
yeah,
really that simple. Like that's who I'm trying to impress. Well, while everybody wants to call clout
yeah.
chasing, like, I mean
Tony
that's
say, Tony say people that really using a working dog they bought from care less about pedigrees, the people on
yeah.
the internet, than the people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that's what we were talking about earlier. The yards you show versus
Hmm.
yeah, So
Yeah.
that's what
I
I was
mean,
saying.
I'm gonna show flea treatment. I'm gonna show it all for you. Like that way,
Yeah,
on a little larger scale. Like,
hmm
because I mean, there's a lot of things I might do differently than people with like 6 dogs or 5 dogs. And I know
yeah,
that because at one point in time, I only had 4 or 5 dogs.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, I've watched the differences in the things I do over time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everything went from me doing this for this dog, right, to like
hmm
me having to figure it out in an assembly line to where, like, say I go through and clean all the kennels. Then I go through and
yeah,
dump out. I don't have kennels anymore, but I'm just an example, like my old yard. I go through and dump all the water bowls out first, right? Then
hmm
clean all the kennels out. As I'm going through, I'd throw the water bowl out and clean all the kennels out. Then
hmm
I would come back through and dump shavings in all the kennels. Then I come back through and when I do that, I set the water bowls up. So then I
yeah.
come back
And
through
that's
and I water them all. You know what I mean? And then I
and what
feed.
you
Like I had a routine.
Yeah, that's what you're saying is, working smarter, through the process of
Yeah.
working harder. Yeah. But like I definitely agree with Tony, and I'm not necessarily a pedigree type of guy, man, at all, man. I like looking at the dogs and stuff like that and went in. I even think Welsh had said it a couple of days ago. He was saying, through in his opinion, uh you should be looking for people who use their dogs to put food on the plate because those are
Hmm.
real working dogs. And when you start getting into that hog hunting and getting off to that realm, man, yeah,
Hmm.
you see a lot of pit bulls, but you see them thrown in the mix. They mix. They pretty much band dogs. Because it's not about necessarily the breed. It's really about what's working. Period. You know what I'm saying? Could give a damn about all this other stuff and everything else doesn't work. Can it do what it's supposed to do? I wouldn't give a damn if it was a standard poodle. Can it complete the job? Standard poodles are, they got some work in them too. But I'm just throwing that out there. Like, can it complete the job? That's what matters. And everybody get caught up on, you know, the yard, showing their yard on, this and that and this and that, but they're not showing the work. They're not showing a dog working. The dog is pretty as all outdoors, in the whole nine structure, everything. But can the dog work?
Yep.
Can the
Well, and I'll
dog
show
sit?
you. I'll tell you. So I'll point out one problem with the people not showing dogs working. Right? It's not
Yeah,
us. It's not us at
yeah,
all. It's YouTube.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
stuff like that where we can't show it. You know what I mean? Like all the videos
yeah,
these boys have sent me, they're way too bloody to show on YouTube.
yeah,
Appreciate you going
yeah,
hard, but
yeah,
they're all too bloody to show on YouTube. So like, I have videos of my dogs hitting hogs and stuff, but I just can't post them on YouTube. Like
right.
I don't post them on Facebook because that's where all the like dog activists and stuff are. So I don't do that. Like I'm not trying to bring bad light to the dogs, same way as I'm not, I'm trying to bring good light. Like
Yeah, without a
and
doubt.
and some of that stuff, it ain't for everybody's eyes. I mean, they be, oh gosh, that animal, like that's
Yeah,
food. That's food. I was raised for that's food that dog's
yeah,
got a hold of.
yeah. But I mean, it's the stuff that we see and talk about online or YouTube, man. It's just we like a teardrop in a bucket, man, because it's a whole bunch of people out there, like Dre was saying, like his mentor, that uh, he said he sued somebody behind putting his pets online.
Yep.
Doesn't isn't active on social media at all. Could give a damn about what's happening online. He don't care, but and Drake, from Dre's eyes, that's the best dogs he's ever seen. He's laid his eyes on. There's
Yep.
plenty of dogs that out there, and there's plenty. And I'm not just talking about all breed. I'm just saying in general that put in work, man, just on a regular basis. And those are the yards that nobody talks about, necessarily online. If you do, you get a glimpse of it, or a whisper of it, or something like that. But the majority of stuff that you see online is a lot of blow up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of so that was like the purpose of the yard you show. Um,
The only
you know what I'm
pictures
saying?
that gets posted on stuff like that are like thumbnail quality pictures and stuff. Like
Well,
the attention
yeah,
given.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Highly attention getting and stuff like that. Now, I mean, you see more good looking dogs on Facebook and all types of stuff like that, but you do not see the work. You don't know what's really going on, man. You know, I don't know.
Yep.
It's just like I say, man, and I do, agree with Welsh, from that standpoint, man. Like, as far as a working dog, people that really put food on the table with using their dogs, man, those dogs are real working dogs. You know what I'm saying? They can't afford to have necessarily a pet.
And
You
all the
know?
boys that has dogs from me, they don't care about the papers and pedigrees. All the hog hunter boys that's got dogs from me, right?
Yeah.
They don't care about none of that. They even have said whenever they go to breed it, they're going to bring it back and let me do what I feels right with it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're not trying to like. So they have had a bunch of different types of crosses and stuff they've been running, and
Hmm.
they just can't keep up in the woods. They don't have the grit to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after a certain amount of time. So
Hmm.
because I just can't stress it enough to people. When you come up here, it's not like walking around down there in Texas. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not. I can't find 5 miles that ain't walking all the way up a damn mountain. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
like there's like when I lived in town, it was a little easier. I walked around a lot more because I mean I learned where dogs were at.
Hmm.
It was majority flat, but like once you leave our little town that's in a valley, it's mountains like switchbacks.
Yeah.
I mean it's never ending. Like when I walked up the road up there, like it cameras don't even do justice to how steep it is. My dog yard don't even look as steep as it really is.
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah.
to. I'm going to have to get a plumb bob and go in there and hang it out so you can see how steep the yard is.
Hey, so on your yard, man, are you some of your dogs on the incline or decline type deal setup?
Yeah, they're all on incline, decline.
Okay.
They're all like that. All their barrels are on the uphill of it, and they use the bathroom down at the bottoms, and I just clean it up.
Mhm.
All their water bowls, it's dug flat where they're flat.
Yeah,
Like it's been a lot of work to get them up here.
yeah.
But Mountain Man, I was listening to somebody telling a story about Mountain Man the other day, and they
Mhm,
said something about he lost some dogs in a flood and
mhm.
a situation. Then he moved his dogs up on a hill in a
Mhm.
very similar situation to mine are. Like they used to
Okay.
be on that creek where they crossed the creek and had the runners, and then that
Yeah.
flood happened and he lost a few. So he moved them up on chains on in the video. You know when they're walking
That-
through the yard and look down and it's kind of on that hill.
That's the reason you moved was because of the flood.
Yeah, I was sick of my dog yard. That's 4 years I've been flooded twice. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like that's the main reason I moved my dogs. If it wasn't for I had neighbors calling on me and everything. If it wasn't for the flood, I would have moved them. The neighbors did not win. I hope they
Mhm,
watch us. They did not win because I moved them because up here is better. I'm giving them
mhm.
I'm giving them
Oh,
gravity fed spring water.
you were having issues with the neighbors.
Oh yeah, these people bought the house sight unseen and called the cops on me 2-3 times a week.
Who was living there first?
Me. Me. These dogs have been here since 99 and 2000.
Man, that's got to be something, man. Having new
Yeah.
people move in, and then all of a sudden, man,
Well, like,
you saw the dogs when you was looking at the house.
and
You
I
know
even
what I'm saying?
introduced myself immediately, told them I have dogs. Oh, it's fine. We had dogs where we come from. Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
didn't have 37 bulldogs in the neighbor's yard either. So
Mm,
liars. You know what I mean? They're just scumbag
yeah.
people. Called the cops, said all kinds of stuff. They're just scumbag people. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
always going to be that nosy neighbor that's causing problems. Like I've had them show up here one time. That's why the picture with Jarvis happened. You know,
Mhm.
the animal control with Jarvis. They showed up because somebody made a bullshit call. It's just the
Game
breed
That's
them.
we
why them.
have.
That's why them cameras important, man.
Uh huh. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, that right there is what saved me. I tell everybody that right there is what saved me from them saying, "Oh, you did something," versus like I got
Yeah.
record that I did something. You know, I got record. I go
Yeah.
out there and feed them every day, water them, clean up their poop. Like, come on now. I got 7 security cameras on my dog yard.
Tony M say, and once you sell into hunters and farmers, feedback from them is all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes, sir.
game game breakers say, paper don't matter, but they matter. Is one way to prove or legitimize your lineage as true, although paperwork cannot be true 100% factual. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
Why? That's why you gotta mess with honest dog, man.
that's what I'm saying. Cause like I don't know, like I don't know. On one side, it's like yeah, the paperwork, yeah, it proves the lineage or nothing like that. I would kind of view it as a roadmap, you know. But other than that, like at the end of the day, is the dog working or not? Is it doing what I would rather look at a dog and measure the dog itself, kind of like measuring the man before you versus, other things, before I even really even considered looking at paperwork.
Yep. Like I've been raising this pup up I got from OG, and like I don't know his exact pedigree. And it was done like that on purpose. It was an old school situation. Like that's what I want. I wanted to get one like that. You know what I mean? And I told him, don't tell me till I raise it. Like I don't even know. I don't want to care. I don't even care. I want to raise the dog. You know what I mean? Then you can tell me. I
Did
know
you?
it's off some awesome stuff. I know
Mhm.
what it comes from, but I don't know the exact like. Oh, this dog's right here in the pedigree. That you know what I mean? But I know what it comes from.
Yeah, yeah, man.
It's them.
And,
It's the brother to. It's off of the brother to Cunningham's Red Man, and
mhm.
then the female is down from Zebo and Jeep stuff.
So I got a question for you, Elevated. With all with you having to go through the process that you're going through as far as consistently explaining your program and the whole nine, if you could scratch it all and start over, would you do the same thing over again, or would you have more of like the question I asked before, man? Would you start your, would you go a different direction with the knowledge that you have at this present time and
So
your resources?
if I scratched it all and had to start over, if I
Hmm.
scratched it all, I couldn't make these dogs that I have again. You know what I mean? If
Hmm.
without me, I mean, I could go to throwback, but that don't count. So I'm knocking that. Oh, hold up. Headphone
What you
died.
say? Oh,
My headphone died. Sorry.
oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
should come back on.
Hmm. Yeah, love.
Hell.
If it's working, what dog man wouldn't want to know the lineage of that dog? Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Well, I mean that's where I'm getting at.
Well,
Like if it works, then I want to know it. You know what I mean? That's where. But I don't want to raise it its whole life based on what dogs are in its pedigree. I don't care about that. I'm gonna like
Yeah.
having that dog when he's full grown, and I find out how he's bred, and then he's a badass too. I'm gonna be like, shit, this
But
motherfucker's the
hey,
all around dog.
hey, shout out to Melvin Brown, man. But
Yep.
and I'm not talking about this. I know dog men that they own yard, they don't have paperwork on a dog. And Melvin Brown said, so what's it called when you buy a dog with paperwork and breed it to mine without paperwork? LOL, what do you call that?
So yours without paperwork, you can register her as a foundation bitch, and
Hmm.
we'll say she's the female. You can register as a foundation bitch and start keeping track from there.
Yeah.
yep.
I mean, where does
Ain't
everybody think these
that's what I
old
said
guys
last
started
time.
at?
It's no it's no such thing as a dog with no paper. You might not know the lineage, but there's no
Hmm.
such thing. Well, in today's time, I'm gonna say
Okay.
it really ain't because you can. That's the same thing I was saying last week. Like, even if you get two, say you get $2 from somebody, and then they end up in a situation to where you couldn't get the paperwork. All you have to do is prove, meaning document those two dogs from the time you got them.
Hmm.
Like Elevator said, you'll register them or one of the dogs as the foundation, but you have to be able to prove and keep track of everything down from them. So by time you make your first two breedings, if you make it that far, everything behind them are going to say unknown. The only names that's going to be in the pairs is the dogs that you registered as your foundation.
A
Even
lot.
if you buy two dogs, even if you buy two dogs from Tom and you get your paperwork and you want to start from scratch, you don't want nobody to know your formula, you can do the same thing.
Hey, Richard Garcia, what's
But
happening?
on the flip side, if somebody go deeper than you do and they trying to do something and they DNA one of the pups, then they basically gonna get the formula anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man. Uh, Game Breaker say I come from no papers, word of mouth, for being able to tell with it from knowledge on the blood. And yes, I know today time you can register anything. And that's what I'm saying. There you go. You see what I'm saying? And then what Mr. Garcia say, man. There's no such
Yep.
thing as a dog without a pedigree. Hmm.
Yep.
Heard it from Richard Garcia, man.
The
Heard
pedigree
it
just
from him.
might be unknown.
Mm. Yeah, and if
Like,
you look at a lot
elevated.
of pedigree, huh?
what's that, bro?
Nah, go ahead.
Oh, oh yeah, we gotta wrap it up too, man. We got that minute work coming up. But yellow
Get a
say,
minute
dog,
working here.
yeah, dogs get stolen. Uh, and people don't finish with the payment plan agreement, but they got the dog. Big facts. It's a whole man. It's a whole list of just a whole bunch of stuff that go with that stuff, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Salute the schoolboy, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir. Appreciate all
yes,
y'all
sir.
watching for sure.
Yeah. DNA only gonna show what's on the on their profile. Man, you get a DNA test on these dogs, it come back so crazy. I heard crazy stories about that, man. Yeah, I heard
He says
crazy
only
stories.
gonna show the percentage what's on their profile. When you
Hmm.
say the percentage on their profile, what do you mean by that?
He means on the registry's profile, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but we
Oh,
gotta
that's why you gotta do it. That's why you gotta do it with multiple.
yeah, yeah, we gotta wrap it up, man. Yes, sir, man. You know what it is. It's your boy Big A, man. I'm glad you kicked it with elevated today. Got that elevated perspective, man. Put things in perspective. What's happening, man? You know what it is, man. Got Men at Work coming up next, man. Come kick it with us. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
elevated.
Yes, sir. It's Elevate Kennels. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. The Show Dog Journal. I'm about to have some real copies in my hand to show off. We growing. We making some growth here.
Yeah, big facts. Big facts, man. And Wells, where can they find you at, man? Huh? Wells.
They can't find me. I'd say
Yeah,
Facebook. Facebook's the best
okay.
place, probably.
Yeah. You know what it is. Wells, you might catch him behind the wheel. You know, somebody looking at his tail lights. You know, in his little old Mustang, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna start it right when we leave.
Yeah, you know. I said what I said. We out. Yeah.
Yeah. Show gone business. Not everybody can come around this table. It's for the ones who build, not just bought. Family ties. Let's go. We build different. Yeah. We run dogs, we don't run lip. Boy, we build different. Choke up. Real ones locked in, not just clicking. Name whole weight, cause we build different. Facts. Build different. Morning talk heavy and the dogs ain't missing. Nope. Shout out the family that's riding and lifting. All of this for my people, we build different. Big salute to Big Hill fam, that's your gun blood. Elevated kennels grinding, rising above. Cooking with soul, real flavor, real love. Solo but connected, 10 toes, never buzz. Schoolboy Richard Garcia still teaching the pups. Non-stopping J-Bo, bulldogging it tough. PBK, Pelican Bay, solid as a rock. Catch guard, catching that work round the clock. DUA, Kane Corso, north side, go hard. Whole squad real from the muscle, from the yard. Yard work. We build different. Yeah. We run dogs, we don't run lip, boy, we build different. Real ones locked in, not just clicking. Name whole weight, cause we build different. Build different. Morning talk heavy and the dogs ain't missing. Shout out the family that's riding and lifting. This for my people, we build different. Let's go. Big love to the viewers that pull up and ride. Dickie Foster, front row every time. Salute. Pyrex in the kitchen, mixing the grind. MKM bottoms, laying them foundations right. Quick C, fast hand, sharp mind. Mike Dan locked in like bloodline. When moon stay tapped with the real ties. In the wood, 4, 5, 6, solid through the vines. Show enough, certified, you know he gon' slide. Vernon Star, bright light for the tribe. Hemi James, high torque, full drive. And there's plenty more soldiers on this ride. Middle from the dirt, loyal to the work. Earn not giving, put your pride in the earth. Morning talk, no decaf, get it first. Shogun family, yeah, we blessed. blessed, not cursed. We build different. We run dogs, we don't run lip. Boy, we build different. Real ones locked in, not just clicking. Name, whole weight, cause we build different. Shogun. Build different. Morning talk heavy and the dogs ain't missing. Shout out the family that's riding and lifting. This for my people, we build different. All day. Big love to the ones really in it. From the yards to the kitchens to the woods. We salute you. Run your dogs, not your mouth. Shogun Unlimited. No deck off. No cap.